Hello everyone, this is Jay from BroGaming TCG, and today we are talking about a pretty serious subject on Road to Worlds. So, I got into this game this week, and I was actually having a pretty good week with my Trevenant Garbodor deck, and I have some really good footage, so you guys might see that in the upcoming videos here. But I really wanted to put this video up today, and it's to talk about kind of like, well, I guess by the title of this video, you would know that it is definitely to talk about cheating in the Pokemon trading card game. And it's something that I haven't seen a lot of. And it kind of surprises me that people would want to cheat in such a non-competitive card game, which I know that there is a very competitive scene to this card game. I mean, there is a whole worlds, there is a, almost like a professional circuit that comes out of this card game every single year. There's play Pokemon, there's points and everything, and then there's the video game side of Pokemon, which is highly competitive as well. But when playing the TCG Online, I use the TCG Online as kind of like my deck editor. I really never get too competitive on the online game, and I think that's kind of why Pokemon, in a sense, has not made a ranked category for the TCG Online, because if you look at other trading card games such as Hearthstone and Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh! And some of those other big trading card games, the only one that really has a ranked online is Hearthstone, but you have to realize it's completely online. There's no physical cards to it. And I think that the physical card games that have a real-life alternate kind of take into account that that's their competitive side. The real life game is the competitive side, while the online side of this is kind of not really competitive at all. It's more for just playing with, and it kind of upsets me when I find cheaters on the Pokemon trading card game that have extorted the game, which you'll see it here in coming up. I'll actually tell you guys when and what happens. So basically what this guy does is I am not allowed to detach any basic energy from him. Now, let alone I was probably going to lose this game no matter what, even if he wasn't cheating. So I am not saying that because he cheated, I lost the game, because honestly, he definitely played this game better than I did, and I would have lost this game. But it kind of just, and that kind of made me upset even more. It's like, well, you didn't even have to cheat to win this game. You had this game won even without the cheating. But I did detach a double colorless energy, and it seems like during the whole game, I could detach special energy from his Pokemon. Double colorless energy never came to be a problem for me to detach, but when I would try to detach basic energy, he always it always kept it on, and then he would always send like the green smiley face emoticon after that. Like he knew that it wasn't going to happen. So now I am kind of accusing him of cheating, but this could also be a fault in Pokemon's game system where it just happened to be a glitch. So I am taking that theory into account too, but I'm not very hopeful of that theory, because I do believe that he knew what he was doing, and I would have reported this player, and I thought about doing that, but I decided not to, and that's only because I thought, well, maybe this could be a glitch in the game, and I don't want to get him banned or anything from the game because of that. And, that's not a very polite thing to do. It's kind of rude to get someone banned over this anger that you've had on losing a game. And that's not what I'm about, because, like I've said, Pokemon, in a sense, is supposed to be a fun-loving game. I know there's a competitive side to it, but the main bulk of Pokemon is they wanted to create something that people could have fun with and really go out and feel like they have other people to play with, and create this social network through the game. And that's the part of the game that I like. I'm not so much into taking pride off of winning, so, and that's kind of all I wish to speak about today on this episode of Road to Worlds was the fact that Pokemon does not need to be a game that you have to cheat at. It's supposed to be this fun-loving game. It's supposed to be just fun to play. And when someone takes it to a whole new level of cheating, it's kind of like, okay, well, I mean, you're taking the fun out of it not only for you, but also for the other person as well. I think actually, yeah, right here is the first instance where I take one off, and as you guys saw right there, it actually didn't go off. I hit the heads for the crushing hammers, and it didn't go off. And I think at this moment, I was like, okay, well, that's really weird. I guess he just kind of got lucky. A glitch in the game is what I thought it was. And it kind of irritated me there because I was like, okay, well, what if he didn't have a fairy energy in his hand? You know, I could have potentially gotten another attack off and killed it before he killed my Trevenant, but it kind of irritated me at that point. But I just kind of blew it off as a glitch, and I still don't know if it was or if it wasn't, but it seemed to me like it wasn't. So, but going back and talking about the game and kind of talking about kind of the thought process that I had, this entire game I was behind. I was behind from the very beginning. If you go back and watch the beginning, he had a lot of Pokemon out in the very beginning moments of the game, and it really set me back because as playing Trevenant and Garbodor, you have not very much HP, and when an opponent gets set up like this, see, there is again where I use a Crushing Hammer, hit heads, and then nothing comes off. But when you're set up so far back, you know, when the opponent gets set up way before you, this deck struggles with finding a way to come back, and I think that's just with a lot of budget decks, and playing this Trevenant Garbodor budget deck, I feel it kind of, you know, like I've talked about in past videos, it really makes me think about some of the other decks that I play, the more competitive decks, and like how they kind of work for themselves and allow you to be a little bit more freely with the mind. But this definitely is a good deck, I believe. It's a great budget deck, and actually the better budget deck that I think is going around right now is probably Drampa GX Garbodor, and that's actually a deck that I am creating. And if you want to see a deck list on Drampa GX Garbodor, definitely hit that like button. If I see that this video gets a lot of likes, I'll go ahead and make a video on Drampa GX Garbodor deck list. I'm actually working on something for that right now. So, but Drampa GX and Garbodor is actually a pretty good combo with Drampa staying out, kind of stalling the game until the late game, and then Garbodor coming in late game and dealing massive amounts of damage. So, we kind of see my Garbodor go down, and he's down to one prize card. This is kind of nearing the end of the game where I try to find something but really can't. It's pretty much over at this point. As you can see, I use the Team Flagrant, and I actually get the double colorless off. It was only basic energy that I was unable to mill off of his Pokemon, so I really don't know what was happening there. But if you guys do know, it would be much appreciated if you guys would leave that in the comments, because if it is a glitch on the Pokemon trading card game, I don't want to be this person who has accused him and has been totally wrong about it. Because I use another Team Flagrant and target one of his basic energy, and it kind of goes to the fact that it doesn't go off, and then he sends that smiley emoticon. So I really don't know what was happening, but definitely I wanted to post this video and get this out to you guys, saying, like, you know, there's no need to cheat on the Pokemon trading card game. At this point in time, though, I was trying to mill him out because I knew that I was not going to win by prize cards, especially with the Pokemon that I had on the field. So it was me just trying to mill him out. He had 10 cards left. It was pretty much I was going to lose the game, especially since I believe he ended up super rotting, or no, he ended up Brock's gritting. I actually think that's Brock's grits right there. I had to load in there. And he just threw all of that energy back into his deck, which was pretty upsetting in my fact, because I almost could have milled him out if I was able to get it. And see, I go here, get the Team Flagrant, and it doesn't even do anything. It actually didn't even let me choose to take off an energy or anything like that. So I actually, right here is where I'm thinking, all right, well, I'm just going to concede, and pretty much because there's no, I actually checked the game log here to see if it's registering my cards being played, and it had been registering my cards being played. It registered all the crushing hammers, and it registered all this stuff. So, which was very interesting. And right there, it actually doesn't even mill off the top of his deck. If you didn't see that, when I used Stomp Off, it didn't mill off any cards. It might have milled off that energy, but I don't think it did. It didn't play the animation of it milling off the card. So I really don't know what happened there either. So this was kind of just a weird game, and I thought I would post it for you guys. But there is my defeat. My last remarks are, if you guys know anything about this, definitely leave it in the comment section below. Anyways, guys, this has been Jay from BroGaming TCG. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and always keep on battling.